Good morning, Earthlings. So glad to be here with you this morning. It is a beautiful day, July the 5th. It's a day of new beginnings. Yesterday, the 4th of July, represented freedom, right? And what is freedom? Freedom, wow, that's a big word. But, a lot of people think that we're free here in America, but in all reality, we ain't. That's not what I want to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about you. And I want to talk about this YouTube channel. This channel is about you. And it's about you because there ain't no sense in me talking about all the problems you've been through. You done know that. The reason I want this to be about you because this is a channel about how to get through your problems, how to elevate and rise above the fray, how to get your mind off the things that's happened to you already so that you can get a new direction for your future. I don't see we're talking about your husband, your lover, your sister and your brother, your mother. I don't see where talking about all the horrible things that's ever happened to you is going to help you, because we shouldn't remind ourselves of these things all the time. We should actually kind of direct ourselves into a more positive mindset of all the good things that will happen to us in the future. And we know that we can go back through our past and we can pick out some of the worst things, but in all actuality, if we go back in our past, we can also find things that are so sweet or so bittersweet that they are the memories of our life, that they are the building blocks of who we are. And not everything is supposed to be a bowl of roses. If we went around smiling all the time and thinking everything was going to be awesome always, that'd be so fake. We can't be fake. We got to take a day or two here not being so happy or not being so excited so that we can kind of like sift out the wheat from the chaff. What is good and happy and exciting, and what's really just ho-hum, right? I hope you guys are drinking your ginger water. I believe in it with all my heart and soul. It has fire in it. It purifies the soul, purifies the body. What you put in you is what you get out of you. Also, don't forget your apple a day. It keeps the doctor away. And like I said, this is all about you and helping you to become a better, healthier, happier soul in life. Not to focus on the bad things that's happened, because we could all do that constantly, but it will not get us anywhere, and we will not bring in that beautiful, that sweet stuff that life is really all about. The sweet love, the joy, the peace, the realizations, the epiphanies, the beautiful awakenings, and this life that we're having here on this new earth. Okay, so with that being said, collective, I love you. You're my best friend. And I love hanging out with you, although it gets me all anticipated, and scary when I first come on. But once I start talking to you and I allow the real truth of the Holy Spirit to come through, it goes well. I want you to know the cards have been cleaned. I've got them sitting here in the beautiful sunshine. I moved my desk into a room next to a beautiful window, and I got flowers all around us, Mother Nature, and the God Most High, is with us, the beautiful Father of Righteousness, the masters of spirituality, from Jesus to Confucius to, Plato, our ancestors from our families who are with us. We just carry a big old carriage of a lot of people here, a lot of spirits, a lot of beliefs, of the earth all the way around, not just one corner of the earth, but all four corners, and even the corners that ain't square. Let's just say this whole round planet. There's a lot of us here. There's a lot to share. There's a lot of knowledge and wisdom all the way around about God, because none of us got left out. None of us. Not one equation. God cut it up like a pie. Okay, speaking of cutting it up, maybe we should cut the cards, huh? Yeah, let's go ahead and cut those cards. Throw that on top. Throw that on the bottom. Yeah. Blow on them. Let the sun kiss them, huh? Let the sun kiss them. Yeah, I'll see the sun. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? I love it. I love it. Yeah, so I thought, I got my cards sitting in the window in the sun. Everybody's talking about, oh, you got to clean your cards. You got to pray. You got to do energy read, energy get on them. Well, you know what? I thought to myself, I said, well, there ain't nothing more pure than the fire of the sun. So I just thought, you know what? I'm going to put all my cards and my rocks right there in the window, and they get the morning sun. And what more could you ask for purification, right? Yeah, still a couple crystals over here. Look at there. That's for your solar plexus. This is citrite. It's yellow. I don't know if you can see the yellow, but this is for your solar plexus chakra. We're going to talk right here. This helps with your self-esteem, and it gives you self-esteem and not ego. There's a big difference between self-esteem and ego. Self-esteem is I can do it, or excuse me, I'm so sorry. Self-esteem is, knowing that you're worthy to achieve or accept good honors. And ego is where you think you did it all on your own. Many of us get to our place, such as myself, we're on that right now. I know I did not do it on my own. I know I got here through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, through the teachings of the Masters of Jesus Christ, and the teachings of the Masters of Plato, and many, many, many others that I read that I can't even remember their names. Forgive me, but their words were beautiful and honorable, and of a good spirit. And so, with that being said, I study many places and many religions and I come to believe that everybody had a love of life, and that's what Holy Spirit is all about. I'm going to put this here to represent our ancestors in case they want to come through. So again, this reading is about you. And this first card is going to be the energy of the collective today. We got the High Priestess with us and Mother Earth herself, of which I want to give honor and credit to the Mother Earth, because how else would we live in our material body without our beautiful Mother Earth supporting it with food, water? Well, let's go to water. It's an entity of its own. We've got 4 entities on this planet, just right off the beginning. Let's think about it. Earth is an entity. Water is an entity. The sun is an entity. Well, the moon is the water. So let's go there. Moon is an entity. The sun is an entity. The earth is an entity. And the air itself is an entity. But it's the one we can't see, the invisible one. The invisible one. The moon, hidden things. That's what the moon is. So the air is an invisible entity. It represents swords, truth. That's the High Priestess. She knows. So the air is an entity, the earth is an entity, the sun is an entity, and the moon is an entity. And it's represented symbolically, right? We cannot see the air, but we breathe it into our body, right? Yeah. The breath of God. full of truth, light, water. It's full of all the elements, areas. I would say so, yeah, and dust, so the earth, the fire is in it, the water is in it, so the air seems to be carrying all the elements. Isn't that strange? Anyway, this is about you and all the elements that are inside of you and the power that you carry that's within you. So let's see how you today are doing. You, who. Oh, you are walking away from something. Somebody out there has turned their back on an old way of life. You're walking to you're walking to the shore. There's a ship waiting for you out there. Somebody's getting ready to sail away. Sail away to another place. Looks like they're leaving everything behind, treasures. Set this right here for a minute. Walking past, you see those flowers on the bottom? Bright new ideas, new days coming, moving through. He's going to that ship, he's getting ready to sail away. So a lot of you out there are walking away today. You're walking away from something in the past and you're walking towards, a new future. 8 of water. Probably should get a little bit more depth of that. Let's look at the Good Messenger Tarot. I live here in Washington and pot's legal, right? Yeah, so I'm going to take a hit real quick off my bowl. Hopefully you guys can join me. The Good Tarot, 8 of water. You're on a journey of discovery. You're letting go and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity beyond superficiality. That's what the treasure chest and stuff means. That's superficial. There's something deeper you're looking for. All that glitters isn't gold. And you know that you always deserve authentic riches. The gold that fills you with joy, abundance, and understanding. You fearlessly pause to re-examine where you have been, where you are, and where you might go. Now you consciously choose the path that is right for you instead of the one that seems likely to draw you onto it. You make a choice instead of allowing fate to guide you there. You are guiding your own ship. You're driving your boat. Or the one I feel I ought to walk. I am true to my heart. You've come as far as you can. And you leave by the wayside the last vestiges of illusion. You leave the last bits of fear and shame. You will no longer hold on to what isn't right for you. Wow, that's powerful. You're leaving behind the superficiality. All that glitters is not gold. You're leaving behind what doesn't matter. Things that you thought were treasures were just superficial. And now you're walking into something deeper, wider, broader, that means more. emotional fulfillment. The ocean is right there. That's water, that's mother, that's the moon, that's, you want to feel that joy or that gratitude, those feelings that bring abundance and satisfaction into your own heart, your emotions, fulfilled emotions. So you are looking for emotional fulfillment. You are looking for um, um, stability, balance. These things that were superficial, like treasures, like a pretty face will only get you so far. You better have something behind it. Fancy hijacking words that titillate the senses will only get you so far. You better have some substance behind it. And it needs to change too. You need to have change. Every once in a while you need to take a risk and leave everything that you think is real behind and jump in and see if something new can be added to what you already know. It brings in fresh energy. It brings in fresh energy. You go to taking off the cloak. Okay? So you're looking for a new experience. You're looking for emotional development. You're looking for fresh energy. Right? Right. Okay, I'm going to put this over here because this is self-esteem again. And I think in order to get our fresh energy rolling, we need to be confident in ourselves of what we're doing. We do not want to be afraid. But fear is a major, major thing. We all feel like we need to cover up who we are because if others see us, we might be embarrassed. But look, allow yourself to be embarrassed and laugh about it because being embarrassed is an emotion and you should laugh about it because really you shouldn't be embarrassed because you're a beautiful creature and you should be expressing yourself authentically and really and daily that you might have that emotional satisfaction. So if you get embarrassed, laugh at yourself. What's the big deal? There is none, right? Okay, so you are working towards change. Okay, so now we're gonna look. I keep looking in here because I'm doing a new tarot spread and I got my stuff wrote down that I need to try to remember, but I can't remember all that well, probably because I smoke a little bit of herb, but I'm also 62 years old, so it's only normal that, my memory isn't that great. So here we go. So now we're going to work on a situation. This is your situation. You. You are now leaving a situation. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what kind of situation are you walking toward or walking away from? We don't know. You're walking towards something here. You're going towards you're going to cross this water. It looks like you're heading to that boat and you're ready to take a ride, right? You're changing lands, you're moving, you're literally like relocating geographically. That's a big deal. You're moving. Okay. So, and we got sun on the bottom. So that's the end of that's the end. What you're ultimately moving towards is this beautiful sun. Do you see that? Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. And this represents the sun as well. And of course, we know the sun represents Jesus Christ and all the other children of God who come to give us word and love about our ancestors, to let us know that there's always going to be life on the other side and that everything is alive. Everything. This right here represents to me the planet Earth because it's a foundation and created. And this right here is the raw earth. And this represents our root chakra. Every morning before I start my day very far into it, first I have to admit I like to have a good cup of coffee, right? And I'm sure you do too. But I like to root myself and ground myself into this planet because I am a walking, breathing tree, but I need to be connected to her. I need to keep my head practical. I need to know what I'm doing in order that I can make good choices for myself, for my family. You know, I started out in such poverty. And not that I've done anything really outstanding in my life other than change my mindset to where I used to have a lack mentality. But now my mentality is full of abundance and I feel abundant. And it's just amazing the change of a thought process that can change your whole life and your whole world. Look, I'm not fancy. I like using old peanut butter jars for a coffee cup. You're not going to find anything fancy in me. I actually do my shopping at the thrift store. I don't care about, like, I don't want to impress anybody. I just want to be comfortable. And I'm pretty impressed with my own self, tell you the truth. I've come thousands and thousands and thousands of miles from where I started, literally and symbolically, right? I've been through a lot. I've done everything. I've been, on the corner panhandler. I have been through everything. So how can I really be embarrassed or ashamed about anything at the end of the story and where I'm at now after all these years? Because I never was tied down. I've always been a wanderer. I've moved through this world, looking and experiencing things that have brought me to this place right now. And let me tell you something, I wouldn't change anything. I have grown exponentially just from my travels. And did I travel? How did I travel? I didn't have no money. How else did I travel? I walked 1,000 miles from Utah to Washington. It took me 2 years. I started out, I was 50 years old. I had to stop through the winters and get a room, so I panhandled every day to pay for my room. And let me tell you something, God blessed me every day. Not one day was I not able to afford a Motel 6. Not one day. Every day, God made sure I got $50 a day for my room. I got $10 a day to put up for savings. I got $20 for groceries every single day, without a doubt. God told me I was working for him, and I believed it. Because in the beginning, when I first got homeless and found out I was going to have to panhandle, I hated myself. I thought I was using the people. I felt bad that I would have to ask people to help me. By the time I was done, after 10 years, I realized that it was the best experience I ever had in my life, because I realized there are such good people out there. People with open hearts, people with love, people who care, people who came again and again and again and again and again to help me. Why? Because I done what Jesus said. I asked for help. Yeah. And we need to ask for help. We need to walk away from this mindset of I can do it all by myself. I don't need nobody. We are a world full of somebodies. You do need somebody. You do need something. You need love. You need caring. And that's abundance. You see, abundance isn't this money and gold. This is all fake. Abundance is love of self and love of others. And you love yourself because, just like God said, we have compassion and mercy and forgiveness. Well, we got to start that with ourselves. That's got to start with us, the compassion, love, and forgiveness. Okay, let's see what your situation is. I shuffled a lot, so we're going to pull. Well, you know what? I've got to go with this one. And we have a major arcana. And it is Leo time. And 8 is an action word, and we have strength. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna turn it this way because you can see it a little bit better. See there? Strength. You start, the situation needs strength. And I got 2 cards at one time, so we're going to go to the second card now. Ah, the Hanged Man. So the situation is there's going to be a somewhat of a stuckness. But the stuckness, you need to have strength. Maybe it's a divine situation of, hanged man literally means you're looking around for something inside yourself, okay? So maybe this is have the strength. This came first. You see her looking at the lion? Have the strength to look within yourself, because that lion is her, right? Have the strength to stop and look within yourself and see, he's looking up at himself. Well, he's beautiful, isn't he? There's things in you that you need to find. Beautiful things, and God is saying you need the strength to stop and look at your strength. Maybe that is it. Maybe you don't see how strong you are. The situation is that you're very strong in any situation. Strong in your searches, strong in your pose, strong even when you're stuck, or it's not really being stuck. What it is processing. That's what he's doing, don't you see? It's almost like he's laying down, upside down, but processing, shaking things up from the bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom. That's the situation. Have the strength to process what you walk away from. There we go. Because if you don't process the things that you walk away from, then it just all gets lost in chaos again. And this isn't about chaos. This is like God bringing order out of chaos. We must work 8 strength. We have the energy, the composition to work on the things that keep us from moving forward. Okay, what things could those be? Fear. Fear is the biggest stopper. When you're afraid, you never move forward. You won't go forward. You be terrified. Hey, I've been there. I know what fear is debilitating. Fear is horrible, and fear can just stop a person right in their tracks. But let me tell you something. If God is with you, you ain't got nothing to be afraid of. And God is with you. He's with each and every one of you. We're born in the image of God. Therefore, God is in our DNA. Because we're the image of our DNA. So no matter what, you have that strength in you. The strength of a lion. Yes, you do. You have the strength of a lion to push yourself through. One little inch at a time. Let's say you never want to go outside. If you just make yourself go out for 1 minute and then come back in, you have practiced. You have worked on making yourself better. You exposed yourself to something you were afraid of, and you exposed yourself to that fear for 1 minute. When you go back out there to do it again the next time, that 1 minute ain't going to be so bad. Stay at a minute. Stay at a minute until you don't even notice a minute is gone. Stay at a minute there. Do it once a day. Once every 2 days. But do it. It's a practice. It works in teaching yourself not to be afraid. Another great practice in teaching you not to be afraid, and a fear of failure used to really get me, is to play games on your phone. You know, usually kid games are the best, but they are the best teachers to teach you how to move forward and motivate your life in a way that's, in a way that's gentle and kind, because sometimes we have to start out gentle and kind, right? Right. Let me see. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so now the situation is you got to have the strength to move forward in your life with any kind of idea whatsoever. Let's say you want to go out on a picnic, but you don't want to go out the door. Again, the 1 minute thing. You practice. You practice. It doesn't matter. Let's say you want to say something to someone, but you don't know how to say it. You talk to the mirror, or you talk to your phone, like right here on this video. You begin there, slowly, surely, and you practice. Eventually, you'll find something that's going to want to make you even further yourself. You'll want to get more adept, or maybe you want to go from 1 minute to 2 minutes. And then maybe it'll be 5 minutes. And who knows, as you move forward, time does not count. There is no such thing as time. Be patient with yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in positive thoughts. Invest in you. Okay, so that's the situation. Maybe been feeling stuck. Maybe wishing to move forward. Okay, we're going to do this. Isn't this beautiful? These circle tarots. Tarot of the Cloisters. I just got this weekend. It's only $2.50 off eBay. It's a guilty pleasure. What can I say? I love the artwork on tarot. I love the artwork on the cards, such as the artwork here. His face is exquisite, is it not? And face represents a lot. Let's see, can't get it on there. Can't get it on there. There we go. Can we see it more clearer? It says so much. He's hanged upside down, but he's in poise. And what he's doing is processing. He's looking back over himself, his life. He's looking back, have the strength to look back into your life, to process, to heal the little hurts and bumps. And we have talked about spiritual healing. And, I've got shows on that back and through there. And if anybody wants to have a show on spiritual healing again, please let me know, because that is one of my favorite shows, to work on the spiritual healing, to work on our chakras, to work on our little children, our inner child, and any time that she or he was ever hurt, how we can go back and comfort that baby and bring it back to this time and day, which gives us extra energy and power, because we want to bring back all of our fragmented pieces, right? And that's what he's looking for, fragments of his life that he's missed and didn't understand. Calling that energy back to himself. Have the strength to do that. And with that being said, I just want to say I'm probably not going to be all that exciting or anything. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to be titillating your ears, but I will tell you the truth of what Holy Spirit wants you to know. So, I love you. I love you. And now we are going to look at your opportunities coming in. OPP, OPP, OPP. Overpowered prayer, overpowered prayers, overpowered prayers, overpowered prayers. Opportunity, overpowered prayers. OPP, overpowered prayers. Have you been praying? For some reason, overpowered prayers came into my mind. Like, wow. And all of a sudden, I want to move this clear quartz crystal over here to match up with our other little doodads that are going on. And the heart crystal, because, I want to be able to show you this. This heart, green heart, is tiny, but it represents the heart and the power of the Mother Earth, because she is the heart of this universe, or our solar system. She's the heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. I'd love to have a drum. I'm going to get one too. Okay, here we go. Boom. Oh, the situation is, it is the end of a situation. The end. The opportunity that is coming is the end of a situation. Maybe there is no more walking away. Maybe the walking is over. Maybe now it's time to have the strength to, obviously you fell from being the hangman down. It's over. Whatever it was, it's over. And you are now moving, and that's your opportunity. And sometimes rejection is God's protection. Remember that. Rejection is God's protection. Don't think about it. If you've been rejected, don't think of it like that. Oh, no. Think that you've been blessed. You don't know what you've missed. And sometimes that is a blessing. And, right here, these 10 swords means that, you've been hurt a lot. You've been through a lot. You have suffered. There's no doubt about it. And that would be why you needed to go into Hangman and stop for a while. Evaluate your strengths, your weaknesses, and therefore then all this accumulates from the processing and, from whatever you walked away from. This is obviously the past, and so now let's work on looking at the future. Now, what would your higher self say to you? I'm going to cut these cards really good. Yes. I always get confused. Not always, but sometimes. Okay, so what would your higher self say to you? Well, you walked right into the 10 of Pentacles, and that's your future. 10 of Pentacles. Let me read that for you. The 10 of Pentacles. This is the wheel. 10 of Pentacles. La 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 la. I already know it means abundance. It means well-grounded. It means that you've done a lot of work on yourself. The 10 of Pentacles is material. To me, these pentacles represent spiritual gifts. And with spiritual gifts, you can bring forth abundance into your life. God just blesses you. You don't have to be anything special or have any kind of special job. It's just, it's like you work for the cross, you work for God. You're a part of the field, the quantum fields, the spiritual world. And so you're blessed by God. You might not make a whole lot of money, but your life is beautiful. You have loving children, you have loving grandchildren, you're capable of growing a garden, your house is beautifully clean. What else? You have love and compassion in your heart. What else? Your mind is situated in a way that wants to bring good to everybody. You pray, you're a prayer warrior, your powerful prayers change the life of you and change the life of others. Um, I could go, you're graceful, you're loving, you're gentle, and you are beloved of God. Look at the shield that you're protected. The protection of God is all around you. You're greatly loved by the Mother Earth and all the angels and the spirits of our ancestors. And yeah, that is beautiful. Wow. So you stepped out into this, whatever situation. We look back, we see you walking away. We see God telling you to have the strength to go within. You found a lot of things that you weren't really excited about in your life, and you changed them. And you step out into your opportunity like a boss, a 10 of Pentacles. All your blessings shining. You are grateful. Look at the grapes and peaches, the abundance of love and fruit and sweetness. Right? Right. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what our next question is. That was your higher self telling you that this is coming. Okay, you want to know how you got here. Okay, we're going to get another deck. How did you get here? Let's go with the Chakra Tarot. Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. That's always beautiful. Yes, okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut. Powerful prayers. That's what I hear. A power prayer. A power prayer. A power prayer. Hey, you know what? Isn't it funny that really to be loved of God, you don't have to have a title attached. Yeah, you can just be what you are. I think that's magnificent. Magnificent. Yeah. Huh. I need to bring those cards down lower so you guys can see them. Got a message coming in. And the question is how did you get here, right? How did you get to this place where you got all these blessings coming in? And, how did you get here? Now, if we need to, we'll clarify because this is a little, but we can see where you came from. We can see that. We can see the process of you doing, the work of following your heart, of opening up, of going within, of examining yourself. We can see that process. We see you healing your inner child wounds right there. Wounds that are on the inside, they're showing up on the outside. But these are mental things that are within you. We see you had worked on those things and you gave them all up. That's the 10 of Swords. And now you're in the 10 of Pentacles almost immediately. And now we want to know, how did you get here? But that question is already answered, basically. So we're just going to put that right there to clarify it. You got there through the Nine of Swords. You were haunted by loss. You were troubled. You had anxiety, panic, despair. You were blaming the self. You were blaming yourself. You were blaming yourself. Nightmares, insomnia, inevitable. Yeah, you don't blame. That isn't how you get through your dark night of the soul. You do not blame yourself. You forgive yourself. You don't continue piling the past on when you're no longer that person. You're not that person anymore. That person is dead. We saw that right here. Yeah, you let that person die, and you're born anew as a new person. So, we're going to clarify. Okay, how did we get here? How did you get here? Well, we saw that, right? You went through some troubled times. You had to go within. You had to explore yourself. You had to get rid of the shame. You had to get rid of the fear. You had to get rid of the doubt. These are false, illusional emotions. They're not real. They're not real. And in fact, you can actually tell fear, you better get out of here because I'm not afraid of you. And watch what happens. It'll go away. That's right. Tell fear, get out of here because I'm not afraid of you. Right? Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can. And the G's underneath of it, that's God. Just kidding, guys. Okay. Yes. You can temper your emotions. Fear is a false illusion. It is not real. There is no such thing as fear. What is there to be afraid of? Nothing. Nothing. There is no death. Death is an illusion. It is just like fear. Death is an illusion. There is no death. I remember many lifetimes. I examined them. I wrote about them. I haven't never published anything, but I keep journals. I probably got, over my lifetime, I wrote 1,000 notebooks of what's happened, but at this moment in time, I probably have 25 over the last 5-6 years. Every time I moved, I lost my notebooks. But the thing is yes, I've journaled and journaled and journaled and journaled because I didn't have anyone to talk to about my experiences that were pretty friggin' mind-blowing, right? Yeah, so I had to temper myself because I'd start talk about them. I'd either cry or I'd freak out or feel like nobody believed me. But anyway, this is about you. So God is saying, temperance helped you to get here to where you're at. By tempering yourself, by making better choices, by calming your waters, by balancing out your fire and your water. You see the fire volcano back there? Anger, frustration, and then water here. So you got to bring fire and water together, and that creates steam. That's pretty awesome. I love fire and water together in the horoscope because there's going to be some energy coming out of that. And what is energy? Energy is how we carry ourselves. It's just life vitality. We want life vitality. The sun, baby, the sun. We want to be vital. We want to be fiery. We want to be happy and joyful and active. And we want to love everybody while we're doing it. Because it's no fun if you ain't got no love in you. Without love, life is a dull and boring thing. And the first thing you need to learn to love is you and who you are. That's right. And that's how you got here. That's how you got here. And this is your near future. You are about to bust But look at that horse coming galloping in, right? On the white horse. Pure and innocent joy. This is what happens after you heal your inner child. Yeah, when you go back and take care of all those hurts and pains that you have gathered over your lifetime, when you heal those things that still bother you, because you ain't got peace if you got things still bothering you. So you got to heal that. Heal that. And then you have this. So go back and heal your inner child. It's waiting for you, and let the sun shine on your day, every day. That's why we've moved in here, because I want the sun to shine on us every day. I want to bring you a dollop of sunshine to let you know how beloved you are by the Holy Spirit, by God, the Father of righteousness, and by Mother Earth. Can you not see what a beautiful thing it is to be in between these things? Magical seeds planted,